I've gone through so many foundations during my adult life. I'm going to share with you several foundations and skin tints that always look good on me. And I'm 65 years old as I'm filming. And by look good on me, I mean they don't cake up in sections of my face. They don't fill in the pores on my nose and give me that polka dotted look on my skin. They last pretty much all day and look good for hours. Hi, if you're new here, I'm GloryB and this is GloryB-TV, where we're all about looking fabulous, feeling amazing, and aging gracefully. You might have found that as you get older, makeup that worked well for you in the past no longer looks good on you. I know I found that to be true for me. I'm going to tell you which foundations I reach for constantly because I know they look good on my skin all day. Some of them are full coverage, some are medium coverage, and some are skin tints that are the lightest coverage. And I'm going to choose two foundations and do a split face application showing you exactly how I apply these foundations to get the best look for my skin. First, I'm going to list out these foundations that are my favorites. These are all listed and linked in the description box below the video, along with the shade or color name I use. On a phone or tablet, tap the word "more" 2 times to get the box to open completely. You can also check the first comment where I've also listed and linked to everything I'll tell you about. By the way, please tell me in the comments which foundations and skin tints look great on you all day. The more we share our favorites with each other, the more money we'll save in the long run by only buying what works well. First is the Kogan Doe Aqua Foundation. Now, this is a beautiful foundation that's between medium and full coverage. It never gets cakey and doesn't fill my pores. This is pricey, but I have a 15% discount code for you if you'd like to check it out. Second is the Anastasia Luminous Foundation. Now, this has become an all-time favorite of mine. The luminosity isn't too much. It leaves a beautiful finish. Third is the IT Cosmetics CC Plus New Glow Lightweight Foundation. Now, even though it's called lightweight, I call it a medium coverage foundation. Fourth is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Foundation. Now, I like this one even better than the regular double wear. I call it a light coverage foundation. But fifth is this favorite, the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Foundation, which I have in 3 shades. This is a full coverage foundation. Sixth is the Clinique Even Better Foundation. I have it in the color Breeze, which is more of my winter color. I call this a medium coverage foundation. Seventh is the L'Oreal Magic Skin Beautifier BB Cream. If you're looking for something lightweight, but with more to it than a skin tint, then this BB Cream by L'Oreal is a great one to try. Now we're on to 2 skin tints I like. The 8th product is the Dermatology Matte Universal Tinted Moisturizer SPF 46. They have other skin tints, but this one, the matte one, is the least shiny. I like skin tints for summer on hot days. The 9th product is also a skin tint. It's the Pixi Beauty H2O Skin Tint. It looks great on my skin and, as you can expect, it's super lightweight. I decided to tell you about one more foundation, but not because I like how it looks on my skin, but because so many YouTubers say they love this foundation. It's the Lancome Tintadel Ultra Wear Care and Glow Foundation. Now, there are 2 things I don't like about it, maybe 3. First, it fills in my pores and gives me that polka dot look on my nose. Second, it does get a little cakey in small areas on my face. And third, yeah, there are 3. They added fragrance to this foundation and I can smell it for most of the day. I just can't use scents like that. Next, we'll go back to earlier this morning. I'm going to apply 2 different foundations in that split face application. Here I am with a fresh face. And I have started my under eye, but before I do that, I am going to put on some of my lip plumping gloss and clear. We'll just wear this while I'm putting my makeup on. Now, to tell you quickly what I did for my under eyes, I've done this on several videos to show you because I have under eye tear troughs. I don't have puffy under eyes. I have troughs. They're a little bit blue purple, but some people commented on those videos saying that their under eyes are much more blue or purples. So this is how I do the under eye correction before foundation. Now I have 3 products. So most of the time I was using the Pixi corrector, which comes in a pot, and I apply that with this little e.l.f. brush. The second thing that I started using, which I use today, is the Dermatology under eye corrector in the color medium. This one isn't, it's more liquidy, you know, because it's not in a pot. It comes off of this little thing. I don't touch it on my face. I just squeeze a little bit out and I pat it under my under eye and a little bit on my eyelid. You could put it anywhere. You could put it on if you have any discoloration on your face. So it goes on a little better. Or now I have the RMS Beauty, and I'll put the color number that I have below. It's more yellow than the Pixi. The Pixi comes in 2 colors. This is the Pixi. It's more orangey. Oops. It's more orangey. And this one from RMS is more yellow. But I apply the RMS one with that e.l.f. brush. And I can touch it anywhere on my face that I have discoloration. So that's my prep work. So now I'm down to, I pulled my 4 foundations that I reach for most of the time. Unless, well, if it's a really hot summer day, if I'm going to be outside, then I like a Skintint. Or if I'm going to be up in front of people and I don't want camera makeup, then I'll wear the Skintint. But the 4 that I reach for the most are the Kogan Doe. I know it's pricey. And the Anastasia Luminous. This one's so nice. And the IT CC Plus Nude Glow, which is not a tint. It's, for me, it's like medium to full coverage. And then the 4th one is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer. So this one, especially in the summer, or if I don't want a heavy makeup look, this one is awesome. Now, the thing is, after I apply the foundation to my face, I like to dot it on. I like to smear it around with my fingers. I don't like to mess up that under eye because I'm color correcting under my under eye. And then I first go over it with a damp beauty blender. I just opened this one up today. I run it under water. I squeeze it out with my hand, and then I roll it in a towel to get as much water because I don't want it drippy. They have several different beauty blenders. I tend to buy them when they're on sale. Here's a cream colored one. Here's a black one that's brand new. When they're not used, they're tiny. And the green one, the green one's probably my favorite because it's lasted the longest. It never got a moldy look to it. You know, I wash it after I use it every time, but it is getting a little worn because I've used it for a long time. But that one's my favorite. I have all these listed below. And so I just opened a new one. Then after I go over my face with the damp beauty blender, I use a brush. Now, most of my older videos, I'm using this e.l.f. brush, very affordable. I call it the stipple brush because it's flat like a painting stipple brush. But I have been loving this BK Beauty. It's a number 115. I have a discount code for you for BK Beauty. This one's really dense and super nice. And it helps to buff everything out, blend it all out. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, one caveat with the sheer and with any skin tint or BB cream, I do not use the beauty blender because it takes too much product off. With this, I go straight to the brush. Okay, so just so you know, you'll take too much with the damp beauty blender, you'll take too much product off, and you don't want to do that. So just use a brush with sheer or tints. I think what I'm going to do is half of my face with one, half of my face with another, even though they're different colors. But I think today I only have to go to the grocery store and do a video. So, but these are so wonderful. They last all day. I'm going to go do the Kogan Doe. I got to say that right. It's Doe, not Do. Kogan Doe. Like doe, a deer, a female deer. This is my right, and you're looking, to you it looks like left of your screen. And then on my left, or your right, I'll use the Anastasia. Now the tricky thing is they're both pumps, and I do one pump for the whole face. So we'll work on that. All right, so let's start with the Kogan Doe. Kogan Doe. It looks kind of liquidy, but that's okay. Let's see if I can show you that. Yeah. I should get another bottle of this. I'll put the color number below. Actually, I'll tell you, let me tell you what it is. 013. So it is a lighter color, right? I said I'm going to do this side. I'm going to put a little bit out. Kind of tricky to do half the face. Okay, I'm going to smear it around. I had to do half a nose. And usually when I'm doing this, because I'm 65 and my eyesight isn't great, I'm using my makeup mirror with a 5-time magnification. But right now in my studio, I'm using, what I have, it's a regular mirror. So I'm going to have to pull out my 10X and do some close-up work. All right, now I'm going to take my damp Beautyblender and just pat, even on that under eye. And you notice I'm not using any primer. That's on purpose. Okay, so that's all I'm doing with the Beautyblender. And now I'm going to take my brush, my BK Beauty brush, and just buff it out. You know, the edges. Oh my gosh, and it's such a beautiful look. I don't get any of that polka dot look where I have the larger pores on my nose. Yeah, it's so nice. Okay, so that's the Kogan Doe. Now I have the Anastasia product. I'm going to try to do just a half a pump. Let's see if I can do it. So I don't want to do too much. Smear it around. That's a lot. It is a lot. Okay, let's see. And I have my damp Beautyblender, but I need to see a close-up. So let's do my 10X. And basically with the Beautyblender, I'm making sure, first of all, that it gets everywhere, but also, and now I have something on my eye, also that it doesn't cake in a certain area. And then I'm going to buff it out one more time with the brush. And give it a little look. And it looks good. Now, the thing I like about this Anastasia, it's called Luminous, but it's only a little bit luminous. It's not overly shiny. At the age of 65, I don't want lots of luminosity because lots of luminosity can show areas, makes things stand out that I don't want to stand out. So it's got a little bit in there that I really like. And then the other thing is, like I said earlier, all of these foundations that I love, they're not getting into the pores and making that polka dot look with the pores. They're not caking anywhere. At my age, I've got some stuff going on in my forehead, and certain foundations, the ones I don't like, will cake there, but these don't. Or they'll cake around my eyes, or they'll, you know, do something in those big pores, and it's not doing that. So I absolutely love that. Love this. And one of the brushes are absolutely the key. If I remember my mom applying foundation and just using her fingers, and it looked okay, but this puts it over the top. If I just tried applying any of these favorite foundations with my fingers only, it just didn't work. And I found that for the non-sheer, these medium coverage or full coverage, just doing the brush wasn't really enough for me. I love using the slightly damp Beauty Blender and then the brush on top of it. Now I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup. I'll be right back. Let's get a close-up first. Remember, this side is Kogan Doe. Kogan Doe. And this side is Anastasia Beverly Hills. Let's put them up. Even though the colors are different, they don't look that too different on my face, right? I'm even looking, you're looking through a camera and a lens and your whatever your screen is. I'm looking in a mirror in bright lights and they're not too different. And now I've used a little bit of powder on my face because I'm in front of a camera with bright lights and I don't want that shiny thing going on. All right, let's pan back. Please remember to tell me in the comments which foundations and skin tints look great on you all day. And have you tried any of my favorites that I've shared in this video? Let me know. All products are listed and linked below along with any coupon codes I have for you. Then check out one of the other videos where I go into detail about how I cover my under eye tear troughs, also known as under eye hollows, by tapping one of the images on the right side of your screen. And I'll see you in the next video.